Hey, Miki, what's happening?
What's up, man? It's good.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
You. Been a while.
It has indeed, man. Monuments.
Yeah.
What's up with that one?
It's from my first album. We did it's almost 7 years ago now, I think. So, it's one of the it's pretty a while back now, but it was one of the biggest singles from that album. We had we got radio rotation on it on different international channels, and so it kind of launched the band in some sorts. So
awesome. Cool. It's the video is unreal, man. Really good production.
Yeah, it's actually that's a fun story. There used to be this old what do you call it, amusement park here in the little island of Funen called Fun Park Fyn, and it's it was at the time it was gone. It was kind of derelict. So we went there and shot the video there with there were still like the water things and stuff like that. So that was cool.
You can see a couple of water slides in the background.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not very rock and roll, but it works.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. So this is back in 2013, and what was that? I think you said that was the first single. What was that? The first single as a band, or?
Yeah, pretty much the first one we did, and yeah, I had another band prior to this, and I wanted to explore a more punk vibe. So I started Halcyon Hope with some other punk locals, and so we just wrote some songs, and this was one of the first songs we ever wrote actually for the band. So yeah, and that kind of launched everything from Halcyon Hope's point of view.
Awesome. I mean, you guys are obviously you've been around for a little while now. You've done 2 albums? You've got a third one coming out shortly. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you guys sort of form the band? Like how did it all start?
Well, it started with a kind of a mutual love for punk music. I think I've been playing in kind of in the metal scene and post-hardcore scene, and I knew this guy from the punk scene as well, and so it was kind of a love project to begin with. So yeah, we just started off. It was actually another local band called Minor Flaw, where I was a stand-in guitarist for a while. They wanted to start it up again after a little hiatus, but it didn't work out. So we decided to just make our own band instead. So
of course,
that's the way it started off. So yeah.
So you didn't bring so you haven't brought any of the bandmates over from the previous band. This is a brand new collaboration.
It was at the beginning, yeah. I have there's been some lineup changes throughout the years, and now I have a drummer who's been playing with me in another band as well. But overall, it's a new setup. So yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Look, I think that I've been really, really curious to hear about is how you guys have been going, because you've been done quite a bit of touring. You're very active on your social media pages. You post a lot of photos, and you're very out there online. Sure. And I remember one of the main things that you brought up with me is the whole DIY. Do it yourself as a musician. How do you guys do it, and who has separate, have you guys got individual roles or responsibilities? Or how does it work?
Yeah, we have individual roles, but I think I'm kind of the project leader in sorts. So I take care of a lot of the administration things and social media and stuff like that, and yep. The other guy is more like hands-on. I have a guy in the band called Jacob. He's really awesome with all the equipment stuff and everything with the involved with touring, having the right gear with us and stuff like that. So he's kind of that guy. But mostly we just pitch in throughout as the assignments they arise. So yeah, it's a collaborative thing, but I'm kind of the center pretty much. But I'm used to that from the other bands as well I've been with. So that's kind of just continuing the tradition, I think. Yeah.
But so how does it work? So say if you guys want to go on a tour, have you guys got a booker or anything? Or are you guys doing that yourself?
Yeah, we've done both actually, but in the recent years we've been using several different booking agents who booked the tour for us, and we pay a certain amount of money for that service, and hopefully we earn enough through merch sales and other funds to kind of support the tour. The last tour we did was we went to Russia and Ukraine, and it was actually kind of expensive, but we managed to just get it to zero. So yeah, that was cool. But of course, we live in Denmark, and Denmark is a haven for like different ways of fundraising money. So we used a thing called Rosa in Denmark. It's a kind of a way to support national bands who want to tour internationally. So we fundraised a little bit for that as well. So
that's just something you apply for, or is that government funded, or is it still sort of like crowd funded? Or?
It is government funded, yeah.
Oh, brilliant!
And so, but it's kind of the way we raise funds for different kind of events is. We look at it like there's going to be this fixed price, and then we also did a lot of touring in Denmark. And in Denmark, you can actually earn some money actually from touring. So that amount of money it was just put in the account for the Russia trip. So
But you see, it sounds a bit crazy to me, and probably to a lot of other people as well. When you're saying that you're gonna go out here, you have your band, which is essentially your business. And you're going to take your business on the road. You're going to play a lot of shows, and we were lucky to just break even. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like such a poor business decision.
It is a poor decision. It's a poor decision. But that's how it works, man. I think it works that way for many bands. So you have to do it. For the love of it, for the memories. I always say that I deal in the currency of memories in that department, because it's the memories from the tours and the different shows you do that counts.
Yeah, that's actually a good motto.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, we're 4 members in the band, and we have some booking agents and some PR things, but mostly we work part time or full time, and then we use our vacations for the direct touring aspect of it. So yeah, so it's a busy schedule, but you gotta have the love for the music to do it, or else you will burn out along the way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, it has to be, again, the passion that sort of drives the whole business there. But so in regards to so touring is sort of one aspect. So you said like you have done the booking yourself. You have also had that sort of outsourced. What about all the other stuff? Because obviously running a band there's so many avenues. You have your touring where you get out there. You got your merch. How do you guys record? Do you record it at home, or do you go to a studio, or how does that work?
Okay, the normal recording process for us, and has been ever since we launched the band, actually, it's kind of, we do the production ourselves, because we've learned so much along the way that we can do it ourselves now with so we engineer and produce everything ourselves, and also reamp guitars and do all that kind of stuff. And then when we have that finished product, we send it to a mixer.
Okay.
And then he finalizes it and off to mastering in the end. So we have like kind of these 3 different stages, or maybe 4 if we put in the creation of the songs. You have like creation of the songs, you have the production side, engineering, which also involves a lot of new writing actually. So, but anyways, and then we have the first stage, which is mixing, and 4th stage, which is mastering. And then the mixing and mastering part we have outsourced, but all the other parts we do ourselves.
Yeah, cool. Is there any specific people you have collaborated with, or how do you choose who to work with on the mix and mastering?
I'm kind of a loyal guy, so when I find a setup that works, I usually just go along with that.
Okay.
I've been doing that ever since I started playing music. So I had another band called The Fall from Grace. I always used Christian Bunde, which was an awesome producer. And with this project, I use with Halcyon Hope, I use a guy called Peter Lehman, who is a guy who's made so many wonderful Danish records, from Rock Out Power Spray to Baby in Veins and kind of newer ones. And and he's a great guy, and he understands the type of music we're playing and the rock sound we are trying to create. And this is just a good collaboration with Peter. And then we have mastering. We do that through a guy called Alan Dugas. It was actually kind of I remember when I got around to the first album, Northern Lights, I wanted to have a mastering of that. I just thought, let's just try one of the bigger names in the business. Let's see what the prices are,
Why not?
So I said, yeah, exactly. So I sent it to that guy this is a guy who's done like Mastodon and Brand New and Alkaline Trio, which we love. And and he was in the price range, which was affordable for us. So we used him, and it was a big change, I think. He has a really great way of approaching the finalizing of the product. So that's been awesome. I think he's kind of responsible for the international internationalization of our music in some sort. I think it's kind of it sounded alike the bands we were listening to. Anyways, at the point. So we like this kind of process. Maybe in the future we'll go even further into DIY and mix ourselves. We have the last single we did, actually. We had 3 albums, then we did a small single, which was actually it was an acoustic single of a song we did on our second album, the Onward to Fractured Town. But we did it because it was supposed to be on this tribute album for this. Oh, what is it called? Whatever. But it was supposed Elliott Smith, that singer-songwriter guy. It was supposed to be on. It was supposed to be on the compilation album for the guy, but nice. It didn't materialize. So we just said, what the hell, we're gonna release it ourselves. But that song we mixed and mastered and everything ourselves. So maybe we'll do that when we follow that avenue in the future. I don't know, but at this point, of course, it's also it depends on how much cash we have in our vaults for the album process if we are in. But yeah.
For sure. Yeah. It is, because I was just sitting here. I was just thinking about how do you fund the money for it? Like, is that through your part-time jobs? Or is that from some of the fundraising through the Danish government?
It's kind of both, actually, but mostly we had a kind of we have these goals, and the goal were to to be self-sufficient in some sorts when we got to, like 5 years and we passed that point now, and it's still difficult to create that kind of funds to, especially if you want to do a really good album. It's a costly affair. So in some way there's gonna be some self-financing from our own disposable income. But
right.
But if it's possible, we use fundraising and of course the money we gain from venues in Denmark primarily. So
are you guys using Patreon as a platform to generate an income for the band?
Not yet. We used something called Kickstarter, I think. We used for the completion of our last album. We might do that as well, but at this point we've been just so focused on writing new good material that it has taken all our time pretty much. So,
and this is the material for the new album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Let's try and have a chat about that. I'd love to hear about how you guys do that as a unit, but also sort of in what direction you're going for the new album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's actually kind of a fun thing to discuss, because I've always tried to make this creation of the songwriting aspect of being in the band, of that being a collaborative thing, but it's difficult because not all people are creative on the same level, or you know what I'm saying. And it's just been difficult because I have this kind of socialized view on how things should be in the band, but in this current lineup we actually did the intelligent thing, I think. So we divided everything up, so it's kind of me and another guy he's a drummer but also a great songwriter, Mads Martinussen, and we have been collaborating on pretty much all the songs so far. Some of the ideas I've come with alone, where he just do some small changes here and there, and other ones we have made totally together. And but it's been great because it's kind of a relationship that works, and you don't have to deal with all the too many egos and too many bakers in the bakery, you know. so it's also, I can see it in the quantity of the songs we have written at this point. We have written almost 24 songs for the new album, and it's like it's gonna be like 10 or 12, you know. But so we're gonna do we're gonna kill a lot of our darlings. But that's a difficult discussion, and we took it at the point of let's really have some focus on this new LP3, and it just works. So I'm really grateful that we had that platform in the band, that we could agree on that. So because my experience is that bands, they break up when they come to the part where they have to write new songs. Usually they're like that's where the lineup changes happen, because maybe there's a new direction, but also the individual members have to like evaluate or reevaluate their position in the band, some sorts, and kind of I have to I have to be on the bench right now, and I have to maybe stay there for like half a year almost, and it's difficult to stay at a bench without knowing anything, but it may be the most efficient way of getting the band to a new finalized product, which So it's just been a new way of doing it, actually, for me, and it's been awesome, really.
Well, I think just on the back end of what you're saying, I think probably like most bands and most relationships in reality, like it's all about being on the same page. So respecting each other's like what each individual are really good at, and obviously if the songs that you guys are producing are really good, like has the sound and the sort of image that you guys want to portray, and that's mostly done between you and the drummer, it would make sense to then maybe have a discussion and see what the other guys are good at, because again, everybody's usually good at something.
True.
So
exactly.
and I think you sort of touched base on that before as well when you're talking about what you guys were doing in regards to the like some were doing the social media and some were doing other aspects, merchandise and stuff. So in regards to the whole songwriting, so by the time you guys have put it all together, it's mainly between you and the drummer. What happens when you guys then present the songs? Is that just, here guys, we already recorded the whole stuff, or do you go back and get some feedback from the other guys?
We start by dialing down the volume of the bass. Yeah,
fantastic.
Of course, it's this kind of a evaluation going on with the other bands, and also there's kind of we're transparent in the way that we have we have a Google Drive account where we share everything, so all the other members can follow the process if they want to. But yeah, of course there's going to be a process where we. But there's been this process along the way, so we know that we are on the same page in a way, because of course if we were to suddenly play Volbeat songs, the other guys have to be on the page. Okay, let's do the Volbeat thing now. But no. Yeah. Also, maybe our sound is a little more poppy this time around, and that's a thing we have discussed along the way. So people are on the same page, luckily. So yeah, and also very eager to like explore this other avenue of sounds, because we, of course, punk rock is usually just. Or emo rock for that matter, which we play, I would characterize this as. It's kind of like bass and two guitars and a drummer and maybe dual vocals. and this time around we've been experimenting a lot with sampling and things like that. So we have incorporated for those who know, an SPDSX in our setup to kind of do a lot of the different percussion elements which we have incorporated. So yeah. So it's actually going to be awesome to like play it live, because we've been like stuck behind this computer and writing all the songs. To only see, the brackets in Logic Pro, and so it's going to be awesome to like play it real live and see. Because sometimes songs work and sometimes songs doesn't work in a live setting. So that's going to be and maybe that's gonna have a way of deciding which songs we're gonna focus on from 24 songs we have now. So
also, so you haven't narrowed down to the songs you want to do yet, because you were waiting to go out and try some of them off. Like live.
No, yeah, we have done that actually for like three or four songs. We have tried live to see the. And it was kind of fun way of addressing the way audience reacts to newer songs. Actually, there was one of the songs I thought was like, it was just kind of a straight up song. I didn't think it would catch very much long, and that was actually one of the for the feeling I got from the stage. It was one of the biggest applauses we got. So yeah, we're gonna try some different things, but I think we're gonna produce all the songs, and maybe who knows, we're gonna do a B-sides after the point, but yeah. We're going to I was just about
to say, if you've got 24 songs and you aren't going to do like a double album or something, there'll be a ton of B-sides available there.
yeah. We're discussing different things because the lyrical aspect might have a kind of a similar vibe throughout all the songs, and so we might do like a. But I know we might do. It's going to sound really, really ugly, but we might do a concept album of some sort with this. We're not sure yet, but we're not going to release it for the review stuff like that. If we're going to do that, we're going to die. So we're going to do a normal album, like really focus. This is the main things, and then we might release digitally a kind of a concept album with different interludes and stuff like that throughout the songs. But it's in the air right now. It's like, so who knows?
What about all the whole coronavirus stuff? How has that affected you? Obviously, you can't play live at the moment, so I'm sure you'll be in the same boat as the majority of other bands around the globe. In regards to sort of testing the songs off live, you just don't know when that's going to happen. So, did you guys have any tours booked or anything over summer?
No, luckily not. We had only one or two gigs, I think. Scheduled, but that's later on. Yeah, no, we actually had this time for like focusing on the finalizing of our songs. So in that regards, we haven't been affected that much. But the rehearsal space where we at was completely it didn't open up. It wasn't open for rehearsals pretty much.
Complete lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So we it has made a full stop to the development of our LP. But I haven't been so affected that much because on a personal level, I just bought a house, and I did a total renovation of it. I'm still in the process of that, so I've been putting all my energy into that. But luckily, it's gonna open up here in May. If I can understand our prime minister correctly, so we're gonna continue the process from there on, from the middle of May. So
exciting.
Yeah, it did produce a full stop for the album development, and we actually had I had on schedule for at this point we should have the first single. So yeah, but it wouldn't be worth it anyway if you can't back it up with some gigs and stuff. It doesn't matter that much. Yeah, so I really wanted to have a traditional way of releasing an album with maybe some shows supporting the album before it's released, and then after it's released, kind of some tours and some stuff. So yeah, maybe we're gonna do that in 2021. So
2025 or something.
Who knows?
You'll have all the 24 songs out. You'll all be ready.
If I just release one song each year.
Each month you'll have 2 years right there.
Yeah, or one song a year, and then in 24 years I might be able to tour.
yeah, and if you can sell them all, I was about to say, how do you actually make money on? Is that on streams now when you stream your songs? Or?
Yeah, there is some streaming revenue. It's not that big, but usually it's from selling. We're still doing that, selling CDs at shows, and of course vinyl. We had a vinyl version of our first album as well, Northern Lights. So No, I was
about to say, awesome. Yeah, so and that was the one where the first song we heard was my first one. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. We sell some stuff through. We have a web store as well. Or a big cartel web stores,
and that's through your website or something.
Yeah, you can find it on our website or Facebook or wherever. So
you got like I said, you got so many social media pages active. Is there anything specific that you're focusing on, or has each platform got its own sort of funnel?
Yeah. We have a new dance, and we're gonna launch a TikTok channel soon for all the youngsters.
Oh,
no. We've been focusing on Instagram pretty much, and that Facebook has been like. It's all about ad revenue for Facebook nowadays. So maybe also on Instagram, but it's more easy to get in contact with different people through that platform. YouTube is also a thing, but we haven't focused so much on it. But I want to do that in the future, produce more videos. But of course, it's more time consuming to produce videos of a good quality. So. That's why it's been Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely. I'm just trying to see if I can find a couple of photos here to run over. See, like most of the photos you have on your website are linked through your Instagram as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's true.
Because you got so much stuff up there. Just trying to run through some of it here. Yeah, you got a lot of there's a couple of tattoo shots, and there's some various backstage photos, and you got what's Halcyon Hope beer pong contest. What's happening here?
Yeah, we did that a couple of shows back. We wanted to create an atmosphere, so it was just not only a show, but it was kind of an event. So we included the beer pong contest to Now we don't even play high school punk, but it was just the fun of it. It was actually pretty popular, so we might gonna do that. We talked about investing in a beer pong table to have with us when we play shows all around. So yeah, that was fun.
You can pack that in the tour bus.
True. Yeah,
I'm sure they'd love that in Russia. get the vodka.
Yeah, and
how's that Russia tour, by the way? I'm pretty keen to hear some about some stories there, because it's very rare that you hear bands unless it's huge bands that actually go there, has a big fan base. It's quite rare that you hear about sort of indie bands going to tour in Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
We met this guy who kind of recommended this other guy who was a booking agent, and who booked tours in the Ukraine and Russia and all different Eastern Europe countries as well. So we wanted to we just wanted to hit that's gonna be awesome. That's an experience, so let's just try and do that then. But it was actually kind of a pretty difficult thing. Oh, not difficult, but you had to apply for a visa, and so there was a lot of work in advance for the tour, but it all worked out luckily. Actually, I personally preferred the Ukraine. They were really eager to hear rock music, and there were places that were awesome to play. People just went crazy, and we also played a festival there called Sitpok Festival, which was awesome. They had two stages, one camp stage and a stage in kind of a big coliseum of some sorts with a huge stage, and we played on the camp stage. So, but that was fucking awesome. It was people were really into it, and great people. Yeah, very friendly.
Oh yeah, I was going to say we usually hear that about people in those countries that don't get that much exposure to sort of Western bands.
Yeah.
So how was it? How was the overall sort of reception and everything? And how many shows did you do?
We played 12 or 14 shows, I think. In the course of we were touring for 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. So
that pretty much every night then.
Yeah, every night. Yeah. There were some shows that were canceled in Russia because we had difficulty in getting in, because we were That's so ridiculous. But we were driving. We had a rented a car in Germany, and if you're traveling into Russia, you have to have a kind of a statement which says that you are the owner of the car. That's what I gathered from the issue. So we tried. So it ended with us getting this kind of bogus Better Call Saul lawyer kind of type to write us this note with saying, "Hey, we're the owners of the car." Oh, okay. And then at the border control, we bribed them with that still goes on. We bribed them with I don't remember how much money it was. It was a little bit. So there was this border control guy who just who took one of the guys in the band with him to his office, and he just lifted up his desk and said, "Put money here," and we did that, and everything worked out. Then we could enter. So, and
you couldn't bribe him in some merchandise and a couple of signed CDs.
Unfortunately, not. But
it's. I was going to say I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but at the same time, it's so funny to hear those stories, man.
Yeah. And we played Moscow and St. Petersburg, and they're like huge cities, but I don't know. People weren't that friendly there, as in comparison with the Ukraine. So it was better in Ukraine for us, but it was fun. It was fun trip, and it was fun to see like the Kremlin and everything there, which we did in our spare time. So yeah.
But so how does going to Russia work in regards to promotion? Like, do you have a local promoter, or do you have to undertake that part of it yourself as well? To do, obviously you can do a lot of social media promotion, but do you have anyone on the ground as well that was sort of helping you out?
Yeah, the guy who booked the tour was also kind of the PR guy, and he went along with us for the trip for like 4 shows, I think, and he had like the different channels because they use different in those type of countries. They use it's called VK. Or some, you know, it's something similar to Facebook, but it's actually like a rip-off of Facebook, but it's in a Russian format. So and most of the PR thing is done that way, and of course it's a totally different language, which I can't write Russian, so but we just continued the PR thing on our own platforms, but the guy who helped us. He did a lot of the promotion as well.
So did you get a good crowd show up, or how does that work?
Yeah, a turn up. Yeah. It was decent. I think we had like maybe 5 of the shows in Ukraine, Russia with a big attendance. So that was cool. But there were smaller venues along the way as well, of course, with like only 10-15 people. But that's how it works. It's we've been doing like what we in the business called bar tours, and but I kind of like that as well. So yeah, because the beer is involved.
Yeah.
Cheers. But I know. But yeah. Of course, you're doing it to promote your music, but it's also, like I said at the beginning, it's also a way of gaining new memories and new relationships, and people who have the same passion for music as you do. So yeah.
Well, how about getting you guys to Australia? How's that going to work?
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love that.
The only thing about this country, I had a chat to Espen, you know, my old bandmate from Storm back in the day, And we were actually talking about maybe try and see if we could get Swindler down here at some stage. But the biggest issue with Australia, as you probably know yourself, is the size of the country as opposed to the amount of people living here. So the logistics are just out the window. But if you do come down, go to the East Coast, there's quite a few venues there. But again, you'd be looking at a whole day of driving in between. Look, people down here love rock as much as anywhere else.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I saw. I've been following the Australian scene as well. There's a band called Luco Brasi. You know them?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But I saw them like 5 years ago, I think, together with one of my favorite emo bands called Mooseblood. So but they're cool though. But it's a good scene in Australia. I know for sure. We want to go if it's possible. But like you said, logistics. Yeah.
Logistics are tough. But again, I suppose if you could do some funding through some of the Danish money pools, there might be a way of maybe getting that as a part of the memory bank in the future.
True, yeah. But you live on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
You live in
We're in Perth. Yep.
Yeah.
In Perth here.
Okay.
I've been here for nearly 10 years now.
Awesome.
So it's the most isolated city in the world.
Yeah, but great country. I love Australia, and I went there like 20 years ago, I think. So, but it's awesome.
Oh, so you have been?
Yeah, I have been to Australia. I did this typical Danish after gymnasium round trip, world trip, and there I was in Australia, and I was in New Zealand as well. Which New Zealand is also extremely beautiful. So
it's vastly different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What about what sort of ambitions have you guys got for the future? Like obviously we've got to get over all this Corona shit, but by the time that's done, and hopefully the sky's blue again, and we can all go back to normality. What sort of ambitions? Like where are you guys hoping to be able to take the band?
Initially, when you started the band, it was like kind of the highest ambition for the band was like, okay, if we could get this to like kind of a part-time thing, or just an ad in for your normal income, that would be awesome. So that's the money side of it. But it really is just it's just about having this this avenue of writings and music and being creative, and as I said, generating new memories, meeting new people, stuff like that, and of course also developing new production skills and stuff, being better at producing music and using the right tools in the right way, and all the gear, like gear nerdiness side of it is also important for us in the band. So
So how does that work in regards to the gear nerdiness? Do you have like a massive pedal board or? We do actually, to be honest. But also, the other guy in the band has like a Helix, like Line 6 Helix, which has infinite possibilities. So, but I used to work for a Danish company called T-Rex Effects, which was an effect pedals producer. So I have a lot of pedals from T-Rex Effects, but also a lot of other stuff. So but it's also like it's also like using the right mic on the right side of the cabinet and the speaker and stuff like that, and having the right preamp for the right microphone to like really create this incredible sound. It's stuff like that involved with, and that's
it's a part of the kind of the production stage where we kind of nerd all that kind of different stuff.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Like these days, that's how I'm working at the moment when I'm trying to put music together. It's like you have so many options in different plugins that you can actually use, where you can emulate different microphones and cabinets, preamps, and all that. But I'm assuming from what you're saying here, you guys are doing it sort of like the old school, like the true way.
Both actually, it's kind of combination, but yeah, I have a lot of outboard gear as well, but we also use the new technology as you do with plugins, and actually it's kind of a way of you have like kind of these different colors, and you have colors from the computer, and you have real live hands-on colors, and you can employ them in different ways and see what works out, what sounds better. It's kind of time consuming. That's why it also has been a little while since we produced our last album, because there's been a lot of experimentation. But then it's also a way of hopefully of getting to a point where you create your own sound in some sorts. So yeah. But yeah, it's kind of it's a part of it's almost become a part of the songwriting process. So yeah.
So a part of the songwriting process is also to sit and play around with the different sounds and different pedals.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have our drummer has found this kind of this cascading effect in Logic Pro, and which we've used in a couple of songs, and it sounds awesome. But now I have to find the right effect in real life to emulate this sound. So it's kind of you trade in different colors, as I call it.
Yeah, of course. Well, it becomes like a palette, You have all the different colors and textures and shades and all that.
Exactly.
So it's just all about putting that all together.
Yeah.
And that I can see why that'd be super rewarding almost, to have the actual true outboard gear, and you can sit and play around with that rather than sitting and clicking a button on a screen on a computer.
It's a different feeling, but I'm also the guy who listens to CDs in my car, so I'm kind of old in that aspect. I like the hands-on feeling of it, kind of you can touch it and feel it, and we also have this when we play live. We have this Behringer X32. It's kind of become maybe the industry standard in some sorts of live production. And we have it. You can get it like just a rack system, and then you can control it through apps and stuff. But I I bought the version that had all the knobs on it, because I like the aspect that I can kind of touch something and it makes something sound different. Not from my phone. I use my phone as well, but I just liked it. I don't know why, but I'm the kind of guy who like that part. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is because I've got a personal interest in it. Like, how do you teach your son music? Your father as well. Is he interested in music, or what does he say when you guys head off to Russia or play beer pong and all that stuff? How's he introduced to your world?
Yeah, he's still 6, so he's kind of 6 years old, and it's kind of he's more into Crazy Frog than punk rock, but of course he gets exposed to different kind of one of his favorite songs is actually because I've been listening to it in my car as well. It's a Biffy Clyro song. It's called "Who's Got a Match." He loves that song, and he always says, "Hey, Dad, put on my favorite song." Okay, I'll do that then. so of course I'm influencing him in a way, but he's not like banging on my guitars or bass or drums. Not yet, but hopefully that will come so I can teach him things.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because it's funny. Because I've heard from some of the other people that I've spoken with. For instance, I don't know if you saw Melanie's the other night. She's a music teacher, and she's got two teenage boys, and they don't have sort of like the big desire to play instruments. But like for instance, one of them was collecting gramophones, like the actual gramophone. So I thought, wow, that's a really unique and awesome hobby to have. And then again, if you watch Jacobs, like he's done 2 songs now with his son and released a music video and all that stuff. So there's lots of different sort of avenues, I suppose, of getting music into your life. But I remember myself, and I'd love to hear your experience as well. I remember how I got introduced to music when I was 13. Like I thought I was going to be a director or an actor or something crazy. I did not think I was ever going to end up playing drums, but I ended up just randomly being thrown into a music class at school, and the drums was the only available instrument. I was 13, and I was a rebel, and I just wanted to fuck it up for everybody so I could make a lot of noise. But that has sort of changed my path in that regard. But how did you pick up music? Like how did you, like back in the early days, how did Miki find out you were going to be a guitarist or a rock star?
I had like this neighbor who had a guitar, and I've always been interested in music in a way, but I didn't I don't have I don't come from a home that has like huge record collection or a piano in the living room. So but I was exposed to music through my neighbor who kind of started it up, I think. And then I met a guy in school as well, probably also like 12, 13, and we formed our very first band, Shotgun.
Nice.
And exactly, and we played like hard rock music and like AC/DC cover stuff like that. And from there on, it went quickly from like kind of glam hard rock to like real hard metal, and then I started to play in a metal band, Erector. I actually think we have some of the members you have played with in different bands. I have almost played with also in Erector. I think Eric. Eric in Incision, right? Yeah, he used to play. He actually started Erector with the other guys, and then there was Dan from Stoned.
That's so funny. Yeah.
He also played in Erector in the beginning before I became part of it. But anyways, that started it all for me, and the other guys in Erector were they were very driven. I remember the drummer was a big one of his big heroes was Lars Ulrich, and he also had that kind of drive like Lars Ulrich did with Metallica. So he created a lot of the opportunities for us. So we played like a national contest called DM Rock.
I remember that one.
So, stuff, and GM Rock as well. So we played at different shows like that, and that was kind of it was fun for me to like start off that way. So that kind of so it went really quick. Actually, it escalated a lot from like being interested in playing music in real life and to playing shows, and then I was hooked. Yeah,
that's the way, man.
Yeah.
So how many shows do you think you've played in your lifetime? Because obviously, if you've been around since back then, that would be, what is that? That's 25 years ago or something.
Yeah. Oh, That's a good question, man. I know I've played because I've been interested in seeing how many shows that Halcyon Hope has played throughout the year. So I know I've played more than 100 shows with Halcyon Hope, but I'm not sure with the other bands. I played in a band called The Fall from Grace as well. We played a lot as well, so that might have been in the vicinity of 100 shows as well. So I don't know. Many shows. Yeah.
And so the future, just to try and maybe round it off here. We've been chatting for about an hour now.
Yeah.
Where are we heading after this album? Where's Halcyon Hope going?
Hopefully, we're focusing on creating maybe a little more approachable sound with the new material. One of my favorite bands is called Biffy Clyro, and they have they started off with kind of this alternative grungy kind of emo vibe band, and nowadays they play huge stadium rock music. So that's kind of the evolution I want to go as well. So hopefully the new material is more suitable for a larger audience than my prior material. That's one of my hopes with the new album.
And are you still sort of planning to keep it sort of indie, still do it yourself? Or are you maybe trying to shop it, try and get a label involved? Oh, have you got any views on that?
Yeah. If we are going to have an indie and label involved, it's going to be an indie label. It's not going to be a major one. We don't fit in that anyways. But there's a lot of punk rock labels these days. Hopeless Records from the US and also a lot of German labels. We have some contacts. We might follow on that path. I'm not sure yet. It have to be the right fit. If you use an indie and label, you have to see you fit the other bands on the roster, and so you can see a positive outcome of using their PR machine than opposed to your own, because of course nothing is free, so you're giving away some of your percentages for your music, mostly with these new type of contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So. And also merch things, all the 360 deals and stuff like that. So, yeah. So who knows? Maybe I wanted to do. It could be fun to have a label on it, but I'm not sure if there's gonna have to be some interest in the material. So yeah, who knows? Might happen, might not.
But it definitely sounds like you guys have a pretty good framework set up already, given the fact you've been around for a while. Again, you've got very active social media.
Yeah, and we have our own small record label of sorts, where we release all our music through digitally. So the setup is perfect. What we need more would be in the PR department and maybe getting on bigger and bigger tours, because we've been trying to get on bigger tours, of course, and get some options. But it's difficult in this climate, and it hasn't become easier now with the Corona thing and stuff like that. So, but who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You just have to believe in your own material and write stuff you like yourself, and write it for the love of writing it.
Of course, yeah, it has to be authentic.
Yeah,
for sure. Have you guys been looking at maybe collaborating with a bigger band, or getting becoming a guest? You could be guest vocals or anything.
We've been we've also played a couple of shows with some bigger bands, but only shows like we played with Bayside in Copenhagen and Love Song, as well in Copenhagen. But we were actually we have been discussing touring with different bigger bands at several times, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just there was this band called guitarist that we were planning a tour with those guys, but it didn't materialize. And then there was another band, As It Is, who they suddenly just became huge punk rock band, and so the tour was scrapped, and there was another band also scrapped. So we did a small tour instead with another British band called Claws. They don't exist anymore, but that was kind of the third option. But we're still trying to get like these pay-on tours and stuff like that, but it hasn't materialized yet, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. But you still keep your hopes high. I suppose that's the most important thing.
And that's also one of the advantages to being part of a label, would open up that those roads would be available for you more than when you're a self-producing band. So that's one of the things that entices me for going that route. But I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, awesome. Have you got any advice to any new band out there to sort of, because again there's so much noise on the internet at the moment, like, because again everybody can sit in there, in their bedroom and produce good sounding songs. Is there any advice to try and get those songs out and just try and do some of the framework that you guys have?
Yeah, plenty. But if I should choose one,
the whole do-it-yourself attitude. So anything that has been successful for you guys. I mean, obviously you mentioned Instagram before. You got quite a few. You got 3,500 followers or something. Have you got anything from that, or is there anything else that has proven really fruitful for the band as a business?
I think if you're DIY band, you have to have this. You have to keep checking in with yourself and like being self-confident and just continuing battling on, because there's a lot of pits in this business, and so you have to believe in yourself and just keep striving on. And I'm a firm believer that if you believe in things, they can materialize. And I've just been cooperating with different people who's kind of DIY themselves, and but I can see some potential in their work, and so you kind of promoting yourself, but also promoting the guys. For example, we've gotten a lot of we have had a lot of different people making our music videos, and those guys were in the beginning of starting their own business or stuff like that, and so this way of cooperating with different people, and keep being self-confident will give you there will come different things to you. Like we played Spot Festival last year because we wanted the chosen band for this talent program, and it's I sent the request for being a part of this talent program because I believed in myself. So that's kind of the main thing. You have to keep believing in yourself and in your music, and at some point people will start listening.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's true words. It's again, yeah. If like it's nearly impossible to actually get anyone else to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Exactly. You have to really believe in yourself, because there's a lot of noise these days, and we live in this like microwave society where everything is like really quick and Netflix, and there's a lot of competition in entertainment. So if you don't believe in yourself, who should?
Exactly.
So keep working towards your goals, and good things will happen.
And you'll go to Russia and play beer pong.
Yeah, true.
Awesome, Miki, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm
Likewise.
super stoked to hear some of the new album whenever it's ready. You know, when you've been out and you've tested on the road. Just before we round off here, just go through your social networks and where people should go if they want to sort of stay up to date on your whereabouts.
Yeah, they should definitely go to Instagram.com/Halcyon Hope, and also Facebook.com/Halcyon Hope. Most of our news is available through those channels, and of course our own webpage, halcyonhope.net, and our YouTube channel.
I was about to say, your Twitter and YouTube, are they active as well?
Yeah, they are, but they're kind of like linked to Instagram. So most of the stuff that comes on Instagram is also available on Twitter and so forth. So yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
sounds fantastic. Do you want to introduce the last song from your Onward to Fracture Town?
Yeah.
How is this? Because I think this is like a tour video or something.
Exactly. So that's kind of a good way of wrapping up, because I think it's footage from the last tour we did in Russia and Ukraine, and it's a song called Marshland from Onward to Fracture Town. One of the last singles we did from that album, from the last tour in international seas with it. So yeah, check it out.
Awesome. Will do. I'll put it on now. And
cool, man.
Miki, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Likewise, man. I love it.
Excellent. Cheers, man.
Hopefully I'll see you soon in real life.
Hopefully I'll see you in Australia on a big tour on the East Coast.
Definitely.
If there's anything I can do to help when the new album is out, flick it through. I'll be more than happy to share, and we can do this again, man.
Let's do that, man. Let's do it.
All right. Cheers, Miki. I'll put on Marshland now. Take care in Denmark and have a good weekend, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in or listening along to the show. If you like the show, please don't forget to leave a 5-star review and subscribe to my social channels. It doesn't cost you anything, but it greatly helps me to build my networks and my chances of getting sponsors to keep this show running. If you want to take it to the next level, please head over to patreon.com/Stephen Helhammer and become a patron by joining the exclusive community there. You can start from as little as $3 per month. And for just a little extra, you get access to some fantastic features, outtakes, behind the scenes stuff, and much, much more. That's less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month. And that way you can help me build better content. I can devote more time to find awesome guests and just generally just keep everything flowing. If you want to be on the show or subscribe to my mailing list, send an email to steven@helhammer.com, and that is HELhammer.com. That way I can start sending you exclusive invites, random stuff, and messages that, who knows, you might enjoy. So that's it. Have a rocking day ahead, guys, and I will see you on the live stream or in your headphones very soon. Take it easy.